What up, y'all? It's your boy, Steez. Who? And I'm back here with another video. But yo, I had a question to ask you guys. Y'all ever wonder where Drake got OVO from? Like, what does it stand for? And what's up with the owls? Why he got an owl? And why he get peed on?
Yeah, if I didn't want to get peed on, I'd just move out the way.
Well, in today's video, I'm gonna answer some of those questions. Now, if you don't know who Drake is, I'm just gonna assume that you never been around some hoes or around grown men that think they the hoes. But it's all good. I got y'all covered. I'll explain. For those of y'all who don't know, Drake is a Canadian-born rapper slash singer slash nut-ass freak bull.
When y'all get back, this nigga's ill.
But before he became all of those things, Drake was an actor, and he got his acting career started at the age of 15. The father of one of Drake's friends was actually an agent. He was able to book him a gig. He landed him a role on the Canadian teen series called Degrassi. Maybe y'all heard of it, I don't know. Drake portrayed a character named Jimmy Brooks. He was the dude in the wheelchair, and the reason why he got in the wheelchair is because some Napoleon Dynamite ass nigga shot him. Something like that. I'm gonna be real, I ain't never watched it.
Ooh, got your ass.
But apparently it was certain things about the character that Drake didn't like. Drake wasn't really too fond of him because he felt like he was being the token black guy. Token black guy? Nigga, you barely black. Drake could tell me he like Puerto Rican or something and I would believe him. But nah, all jokes aside, I get where he coming from. Around this time, Drake was also starting to launch his music career too. And he was starting to feel that his portrayal in the series would have a negative effect on his music career and his image. Despite all of that, back in February of 2006, Drake released his first mixtape, Room for Improvement. And while this mixtape was the birth of his music career, it was also simultaneously the birth of OVO, because Drake released Room for Improvement from his unofficial label, All Things Fresh, which we now know as OVO Sound. In 2008, he met Oliver el-Khatib. Oliver worked at a popular boutique in Toronto, and one day Drake was there and the both of them had a conversation. Drake talked about wanting his own brand, and the rest is history. Drake, Oliver, and Drake's producer 40 collaborated together to create OVO, which stands for October's Very Own, which is a reference to Drake's birthday because Drake was born in October. Now you might be wondering where the owl comes from. The owl was created by the designer named Nate Willis. Now I see a lot of theories about what the owl means and why it exists. So I see some people say that the owl could mean that Drake is connected to the Illuminati or the Masons or some dark entity.
Nigga.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. Cause see, the reason why there's an owl is because the OVO looks like an owl's face. Both of the O's look like an owl's eyes and the V looks like a beak. But I will say that the owl also drew inspiration from the Egyptian hieroglyphic for the letter M. I'm pretty sure that's what Nate Willis had in mind when he was drawing it. Drake himself even confirmed that that was the inspiration because a while ago somebody sold an owl chain to him and then tried to sue him because they were claiming that Drake was using his designs or something. So Drake had to come out and tell him to shut his dumb ass up because it's from Egypt.
You a dickhead.
But other than that, I think that's it. But who knows? Maybe Drake does have some other meanings for the owl. As far as I'm concerned, that's all it means. In April of 2008, el-Khatib created the OVO blog, and the blog began as an online platform to not only show the rise of Drake, but to eventually promote the OVO clothing line. And Drake started promoting OVO heavy in a lot of his music, and he was selling a lot of merch. Eventually, Drake quit acting to pursue his music career full time, and he eventually got signed to Lil Wayne.
Oh, Lil Wayne, he's just too good.
You gotta give Wayne the love.
Just too good.
What you want, some dick?
In 2010, Drake released his first studio album called Thank Me Now, and he also got peed on. But also, most importantly, he held his first annual OVO festival. Now, this wasn't no regular festival. This festival most definitely had some heavy hitters in there. It included Jay-Z, Rick Ross, Eminem, Jeezy, Bun B, Fabulous. I mean, for this nigga's first festival, this nigga came out swinging, I ain't gonna lie. Fast forward to 2012, Drake created OVO Sound, which is the official OVO record label. After OVO Sound became an official label, Drake and 40 went ahead and signed frequent collaborators Boy Wonder, T-Minus, and Mike Zombie. All three of them became in-house producers for OVO, and they all contributed to a lot of the Drake songs that we all know and love. So yeah, as you can see, Drake has an elite team of producers on OVO. Now in terms of the artists, outside of Drake, OVO does have some talent on there. You got artists like Party Next Door, Roy Woods, Division. But there was one artist that was supposed to sign with OVO that never did. The Canadian-born singer, The Weeknd, was actually going to originally sign with OVO and become a part of Drake's team. Now see, Drake and The Weeknd both have a long history. Back in 2010, when The Weeknd was on the come up, Drake introduced him to the world when he posted 2 of his songs on the OVO blog. Drake and The Weeknd would eventually meet in 2011 while The Weeknd was promoting his debut album, House of Balloons. Drake even brought The Weeknd on tour with him to be his opening act. Eventually, the both of them were starting to make music together. The both of them were working together on Drake's album Take Care, which is a classic by the way. He contributed a lot to the album. Drake even featured on one of The Weeknd's tracks called The Zone. Yeah man, as you can see, both Drake and The Weeknd started off having a good relationship. So much so that Drake even vocalized that he wanted to sign them to OVO. He even said that the both of them were working on some plans as well. However, in September of 2012, The Weeknd signed a partnership with Republic Records, and his imprint XO was considered a subsidiary label. You already know Drake was mad as hell.
Loyal fool ass bitch made punk.
Because a couple months later, Drake made this super villain Dr. Doom ass tweet talking about you won't get away with it. Nigga. But despite all of that, the both of them still work together. Drake even appeared on one of his songs. But tension started to rise again after The Weeknd said that he gave Drake a lot of his own songs. And according to The Weeknd, a lot of the songs that were on Take Care were half of the songs that he was going to have on his album. Now Drake did deny this. He said they co-wrote a couple of songs, but says it's not exactly how The Weeknd is painting it. I don't know. But I do know that The Weeknd did contribute a lot to Crew Love. That song is fire and one of the most popular songs on that album. And I also do know that the both of them played a huge role in each other's careers. It does seem like they've taken some shots at each other on a lot of their own songs. However, it seems like they all good now and they squashed whatever beef they had. And that's all fine and wonderful. However, people are still trying to guess why The Weeknd didn't sign with Drake. They think it might be something a little deeper. Some people say that The Weeknd didn't want to sign with Drake because he didn't want to be a part of the OVO sweatshop. If you ain't never heard of the OVO sweatshop, it's pretty much something people say about OVO as a whole. They claim that Drake is running a sweatshop at OVO where he's getting a lot of artists to write and contribute to him. So the people that say that feel like The Weeknd probably saw that and didn't want to sign to him. And I mean, The Weeknd did say that he gave half his songs that was supposed to be on his first album to Drake. So that in itself strengthens a lot of people's argument for the OVO sweatshop. Another thing people will argue is none of the artists have any of the fame or notoriety that Drake does. Now, I mean, Drake is Drake. Drake is in a league of his own. But I can understand where people coming from when they say that. There also was an artist who vocalized his frustration with OVO and Drake. And that artist was I Love McConan. Now, if you don't know who I Love McConan is, he a squarehead looking ass nigga from Canada. He made a song called Tuesday, which became very popular. Drake caught wind of it and also hopped on the remix and eventually signed him to OVO. Even though things were looking good for him at that moment, him and OVO eventually parted ways. Now apparently there was a lot of things that led up to that, and according to I Love McConan, he said Drake started treating him different when he started to lose weight. He even said that Drake called him an Eric Benet looking ass nigga one time.
Give me a minute.
Huh. They're brothers.
But things was getting worse for him because around that time, a lot of fans were digging up his old tweets. And in his old tweets, he was dissing Drake. So yeah, man, as you can see, things wasn't looking too good for I Love McConan. When he officially left OVO, he said it was like a prison. In an interview, they asked him, why do you think OVO started a relationship with you? And I Love McConan said that they needed a hot song. That's it. He also mentioned that the label was delaying a lot of tracks from his album I Love McConan too. And he mentions that when he would ask the label for help, they would just turn them down. And unfortunately, like I mentioned before, OVO and I Love McConan parted ways. And sadly, he started slowly fading away. However, back in 2019, he said that things were all good between him and OVO. Now, also keep in mind, we haven't heard Drake's side of the story when it comes to I Love McConan. Maybe things are a little bit different from his perspective. I don't know. I'm just sharing the information that I found. I ain't picking sides. Because even though I Love McConan's experience does add to the whole entire OVO sweatshop thing, it doesn't necessarily mean that OVO is running like a sweatshop. It could just be his experience. Party Next Door actually addressed this too in an Instagram comment. He said there ain't no OVO sweatshop. So yeah, it could just be McConan's experience. I ain't on OVO, and I don't know this nigga Drake personally, so I can't say. But things could change for the artist on OVO. The reason I say that is because Drake recently said that he's going to take a break from doing music. So maybe if he takes a break, he might be able to focus on the artist that's on OVO. Like I mentioned, OVO does have some talent on there, and I do think that they all have some potential. So hopefully Drake in the future plans to do more with his artists and do all the same things that Wayne did for him. But yeah, y'all, that's pretty much the end of my video. OVO, in my opinion, is a legendary brand, and it wouldn't become as legendary as it is without Drake. Drake most definitely is a living legend, and he most definitely is an incredible artist. And I do want to clarify that I don't want none of y'all taking the jokes that I said serious. I just wanted to clarify that because I don't need Aubrey's Angels in the comment sections getting mad at me. I crack jokes on everybody. But yeah, shout out to y'all for watching. And also shout out to those who watched my Kanye video. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting to get all that love on that video. Cause like I said, I'm on the come up. And I'm starting to get a lot of views now, and it feels kind of weird. I didn't think I would get here this fast. But regardless, I appreciate every last one of y'all. Stay tuned because I have way more content for y'all. But yeah, catch y'all in the next video, y'all. Peace.